Yogi clan, what's up, y'all? I am heading to a meeting for work, and I figured while I did that, I'd go ahead and record a video. Because it has something that's on my mind, something that I've participated in for a few years, but haven't really dug too deep into it. I went to a meeting this past weekend, learned some new information, and it's all public information, so I thought I would share that with you. As many of you know, I am in a motorcycle club. Our club is called Disciple Christian Motorcycle Club. We are chartered here. One of our charters is where I live here in the state of North Carolina. So we are chartered in North Carolina, and with that, we belong to the Confederation of Clubs, also known as the COC. Now, most every state out there has its own version of the COC. If you remember a couple of years ago, I think it was back in 2015 down in Texas at a Twin Peaks restaurant, there was a fight that ensued with a shootout between two motorcycle clubs. One was the Banditos, the other was the Cossacks. Between those two clubs, and then in turn against law enforcement. About 100 people were detained from that. Long story short, the reason why I mentioned that is because that's a very similar meeting to what we just went to this weekend. So when you go to our website, because we do have a public website, it lists all of our club names. You can go out there and see all that information, but they have in their About Us category, it reads, the North Carolina Confederation of Motorcycle Clubs represents patch holder clubs in North Carolina united to fight discrimination against their lifestyle, mode of transportation, and dress. Together with similar confederations in nearly every state of the Union, the North Carolina Confederation of Motorcycle Clubs uses every legal means possible under state and federal law to protect their rights for freedom-loving citizens. North Carolina Confederation of Motorcycle Clubs is a member of the National Coalition of Motorcyclists, also known as NCOM, along with other MROs, which is motorcycle right organizations, clubs, and other associations. The principal focus of the North Carolina Confederation of Motorcycle Clubs is on biker discrimination. In some areas, businesses have refused to allow colors to be worn in their establishments. Likewise, law enforcement authorities have sometimes treated patch holders in particular and all motorcyclists in general more severely than other citizens. The NCCOMC considers such acts to be discriminatory, and we use every legal means possible to stop such practices. To achieve this goal, the NCCOMC member clubs gather regularly to discuss incidents that have occurred to members of participating clubs. The facts are laid out and discussed, and it seems appropriate a vote is taken on whether to pursue the matter through the courts if necessary. Our COC is comprised plus or minus of about 22 to 24 clubs. If I were to put a finger on it, you can, by all means, as I stated, go to our public website. It will list all the member clubs that are associated with the North Carolina Confederation of Motorcycle Clubs. And like I said, this is also done in other states other than just North Carolina. Texas, as an example, where the shooting happened. They're gathering for much the same reason that we gather every other month. And our COC is open to any patch member in North Carolina. Any club which is a patch member or has patch members in it of a motorcycle club is welcome to be a member. There is annual dues for it, and those dues are used to put towards a legal defense fund. Now, the North Carolina Club, along with other clubs throughout the United States, do have one master association, which was just created here in the past few years, and that is the National Coalition of Clubs. So that will take all your leadership from local COCs and put them together on a national level for a national COC. National COCs, when I went to their website, as I'll show you here in a minute, went to their website, is currently under construction, so they do not have a website up and running. That is coming soon. But one thing they do have, one thing that they have done and put together is a website called the Motorcycle Profiling Project. So if you go to motorcycleprofilingproject.com, I would advise you to go there and check it out. It's got some awesome stuff on there. They have profiling news where people have been profiled in the news. They have a lot of headlines and a lot of news. I think it's one of the spots where, if you're familiar with Insane Throttle Biker News Hollywood, I think this is one of the sources where he gets some of his information from. It's off of this page. But on this page, the Motorcycle Profiling Project is not just for people who are patch members. It's for anybody. And the biggest issue with it is not many people know about it. That's why I'm making this video. So you, whether you're a patch member or not, you're aware that this website and this resource is out there. So you may be thinking and maybe saying to yourself, well, Yogi, I'm not a patch member of a motorcycle club. I'm a lone wolf, bro. I'm a lone wolf. I don't need any of that garbage. Well, I disagree, because this is for you too. You know, you don't have to be wearing a patch that says so-and-so MC in order to be profiled as a biker. You could be a lone wolf, just with regular scary-looking patches on your back. And when you have those scary-looking patches, let's face it, the general public doesn't separate you from me. Doesn't separate me from a 1%er. All they see is the patch. And we know that's all they see is the patch. And then when some people see all they see is the patch, that's a potential for discrimination, because they see the patch and they're going to treat you as they would treat somebody else. So the Motorcycle Profiling Project, let me read you about that, is dedicated to a grassroots effort to pass laws addressing profiling and discrimination. The MPP is not intended to replace other organizations. Rather, the project is intended to coordinate and unify the different elements and organizations in each state towards this common goal, including the Confederation and Coalition of Clubs, U.S. Defenders, COIR, ABATE, MMA, NCOM, MRF, AMA, and many of the other smaller motorcycle right organizations around the country. What services does the Motorcycle Profiling Project provide? Motorcycle Profiling Project is designed to help your state with every step involved in the process of passing laws to address the issue of motorcycle profiling. And the biggest thing, and the reason really for this whole video, is to point you in the direction of that website, and to point you in the direction on there is a survey. And they are requesting that every person who owns a motorcycle go and complete this survey, because what they do is they're collecting all the data. Every 6 months they go in and collect all the data of this survey to try to see if profiling does happen. So if profiling hasn't happened with you, you've never been profiled because you're on a motorcycle, been pulled over, or treated differently because of a vest you wear or because of a motorcycle you ride, then you go on there and say that. Click. NA does not apply. Hasn't happened. If it has happened to you, name the state and the location is what they ask you to do. They don't ask you to give some detail also. Hey, what happened? Did you go into a restaurant? You were turned around because you were wearing club colors. Did a police officer pull you over and start searching your vehicle because of club colors? Has you wearing club colors, or you just wearing a vest, made any difference in how you were treated because you're on a motorcycle? So this video is about that. And really to point you to that website. The website is simple, it is easy to use. I'm going to try to overlay some screenshots on here so you can find it and use it, but it's not just a club related thing. It's a motorcycle related thing. Because let's face it, sometimes when we put on our gear and hop on our bikes, people look at us. And people look at us differently. And it's our job to change public perception. You get all these TV shows, Sons of Anarchy, Mayans, and then everybody thinks bikers are bad people. Bad people, all they want to do is run guns and sell drugs. Well, sorry, that's not the case. Granted, a few bad apples can spoil the whole bunch, but doesn't mean that everybody out there on a biker is a bad dude. There are plenty of us out there who are not bad guys. So check out Motorcycle Profiling Project. If you are a member of a club, check out your local COC and get involved. Help protect our rights. I'll catch you on the next video. Yogi Clan. Peace. Peace.